Welcome back, Tamers, Destined, Digital Companions, and all you other people that are here for us today. We are doing a special video, as you can tell looking at probably the playmat, or at least some of how to do what my deck we're playing today is. We're going to be doing an updated Machinedramon deck profile for EX10 format. Before we get too far into it, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you know we upload consistently. We're on the road to 1K. Join us for the ride. So, updated is going to be in massive air quotes because it's probably not much addition except for maybe some ratios. And honestly, I think that's fine. As of recently, as of time of recording, which was yesterday, or as of recording, yesterday was our Digimon locals, and I took first place with Machinedramon. I'll go over the matchups we had, talk about it, and then overall how I feel about the deck still. So first off, let's go with how I feel about Machinedramon. It's still a good deck. Honestly, you can see how it still tops. So I'm not running the DM version, as you can tell by looking at the Tama and Ukos. We are running the, I call it keep ramming security until we win meta style. Do I like the DMs? I think DM's really good. I just don't have all of the cards to play the DM version. So that's why I'm not playing it. But if I was, I'd be playing it to see how it plays. Or playing it to see how it does. But honestly, I don't really mind. Because obviously, I enjoy playing the deck as it is. So trying the new variant is different, but I would. So my round one was against Gallantmon, but it was someone who hadn't played in a long time. So they actually hadn't updated their Gallantmon list in a while. Because they were adding a few cards. So it was older Gallantmon, and it was not an easy. It was not. I don't think it was easy, but it was a very fun matchup. It was very fun. It was very. It was still competitive. I will say this: you milled me 2 Machinedramon, so I'm lucky I drew to my last one. Then round 2 was against Rocks, which was a deck I had not been. I had actually never played against Rocks before, and with their new support now, Rocks is pretty scary. Rocks is actually really good. Shout out to the boy playing Rocks. You were the MVP. Those are some really good games. And it was probably one of the funnest matches I've had in Digimon in a while. Just being able to hit and do so many things, it was pretty cool. And then round 3 was against Gallantmon X, which will also, if you want to see the matchup of Gallantmon X, it will be there. I won't explain that one matchup. I'll let you guys watch that video. And then if you guys come back here to watch the profile, you'll know how it went. So let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. Enough yapping. Enough chattering. So let's go and start with our Tamas. And we are playing currently only 4 copies of BT15 Digimon. So you could play 5 eggs and play the 1 BT2, I think, Digimon. This is the on deletion, ditch 1, draw 1, ditch 1. But this is on deletion. By trashing a level 5 or higher Digimon, you can draw 2. You filter more cards with this. Yes, it's required to draw 2. I will say this, if you watch the gameplay, I had to trigger certain amounts, and confirming cards is kind of funny with this card. But either way, this is a really good Tama, and it is the only Tama we are running. You already saw our Uko. We already saw our beginning, so let's go ahead with the first rookies we are playing, and that is 4 copies of BT16 Ukomon. And of course, to go with the 1 copy of Promo Uko. So Promo Uko is when you promote out, or anything promotes out on your field during your turn, you can gain a memory. You can hatch and gain a memory. That's pretty good. And then this Uko for cost of 1, but when it promotes out, or anything promotes out from your field, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 either Digimon or Tamer, play the rest at the bottom, and then you may hatch. So cycling these 2 together help out. And I can tell you this right now, I've won more games because I have seen Uko into Uko into Uko into Uko. Sometimes you don't see enough rookies, so you don't. Sometimes you want the 5th egg, maybe to have your 5th Uko in rotation, but I don't think it ever really comes up. So the 5th egg really isn't a problem. And then just to have a sort of even out rookie lineup, we are doing 2 copies of Siakomon from EX8. So on deletion, you will draw one, trash one. So with your Demumera, it is basically you're filtering out 2 cards and seeing 3 new ones. So that's pretty good. You don't Digivolve on top of this. If you wanted to play what's it called? What's his name? Raremon, you could. You could very well play Raremon on top of this, and it would still get a lot of effects off. But since we're not a Digivolving deck right now, this is pretty much your standalone lineup. As for our level 4s, here we go. None. We don't play any level 4s in this deck. You could play a hybrid, you could play Raremons if you want to, but so far, like, I don't think you need one. Let's go and start with our DM. We're going to go with our Digital Monster. Our DMs, slides to the DMs of our level 5. So we got 2 copies of Metal Manmon, 2 copies of Metal Greymon. If it triggers people that I don't have all alt arts, sorry. Let me I'll put the prettier ones in front. I just said a picture and then I was going to do that. 2 copies of Machinedramon, 2 copies of Andromon, and then finally 2 copies of Megadramon. So these are all your DM trait level 5s. Each of them have the effects that you can discard a cyborg or their version for 1. The version 3, 1, 2. So all these are different versions. Display them out for a reduced cost of 2, so they become 5 costs. And then they all can tuck a Digimon card from the trash. Underneath it is a face down source. Triggering effect: Megadramon deletes play cost 5s. Andromon can give minus DP. Metal Tyrannomon Digivolves and pops a 2k. Metal Greymon just pops DP based. And then Metal Mamamon actually will strip sources. And bottom deck whatever doesn't have sources. So each are all very good. But their inheritables are insane. Metal Mamamon is at the end of turn unsuspend. This gets around certain cards to say at the beginning of your turn, if your opponent has a suspended Digimon, either gain a memory or draw a card. Really good. Better than reboot. Metal Greymon is security attack +1, so if you have 2, you're swinging for 2 checks in most cases. Metal Tyrannomon offers piercing. Andromon offers blocker, and Megadramon has the most OTK-based potential. And its inheritable is end of attack by return by unsuspended Digimon. Delete one of your Digimon with the lowest level. With certain cards, this is an OTK. It also can filter out your cards much quickly because of deleting your rookies. And with Chaos X, well, you have protection. You're basically able to trash security. We are playing all 10 of these, and we are playing a few more ones. I did get asked this in the last deck profile I did. We run a lot of similar names. Does that ever come up? It can. But if your trash is ever not set up for dropping Machinedramon on assembly, what you can do instead is what I recommend to doing. If you have your trash not set up, you have Supreme Connection, play one of these out, and then do one Machinedramon that way if your trash is not set up. It's going to be the only way you're going to actively make any headway in the gameplay if your trash is not set up. But in most cases, your trash should be set up anyway. I know I got a question about that. My answer is, just keep in mind, like, your deck is all about how your trash works out for you. And now for our other level 5s, a lot of similar names, but again, we have to play some names that are similar. So 1 copy of Cyberdramon Ace. On play, when Digivolving, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Play 1 Black Tamer with a play cost of 4 or less. And then if you have a Black Tamer, put the rest at the top or bottom. Then if you have a Tamer, Digivolve 1. And then when attacking, Digivolve. So this is nice to have a Digivolve potential. Playing this off of Supreme Connection, this is a 2 cost, which is really good for this deck. A 2 cost to get you into your Tamers. Really, really fun. Again, the overflow is probably the only part that kind of sucks, but we have no choice. We got to make it that way. So I will just do that. One copy of Datamon. So I will actually shout out my boy from Locals, Payaso. He put me on this card. He really did. At first, I was like, oh, it's not too bad. It's pretty good, but its effect that until the end of your opponent's turn, the Digivolve effects doesn't affect this, and then it gets 1k DP for each face down source. Means that your Machinedramon can kind of live through a lot of stuff, and then the end of a opponent's turn, they make one of your opponent's Digimon attack. Pretty nutty. So thanks for that idea. It's really good. Two copies of EXA Metal Tyrannomon. All we use it for is so it tracks security, which is really good. And then if you suspend it, so when you on a player suspend, you suspend one Digimon. That if this is suspended, you de-digivolve one, and then it can't be de-digivolved or returned to the hand or deck. So it can still be deleted, but that's fine. So I love if you watch some of my matchups with like Numamon and all that. Swing the Machinedramon, putting this underneath, it helps us deal with that. Track security is never not too bad. One Rapidmon from the starter deck or expert deck. So this is really good. So on player, when devolving, you devolve one. Then you have a Green Tamer. It can be returned to hand or deck, and then obviously the security deck will trash security on deletion of opponent's Digimon in battle. I will say this right now: you could tech Shoto into this to get something blocker if you don't have blocker inheritable, and then now you have the full effect of this online. But I honestly don't think you really need it. We just played for a different name. One copy of Oblivionmon. This is the only card we have. And I'm not trying to be a dick or be a jerk to my channel member Isaac here, but this is the only card in the deck that basically makes Blackboard Greymon irrelevant. Because your attack target cannot change, and since that's all that deck wants to do is block or make attack targets change. Since it doesn't happen, your opponent really can't interact on your turn with this, so pretty good. One BT15 Megadramon. We are playing a lot of similar names, but like I said, a lot of good cyborgs have similar names. Megadramon is on play when you look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1. Place 1 cyborg SOC trader machine to the sources, and then add 1 to your card, and then trash the rest. So the problem is, you have to do that in sequence. So if you ever have it be just one card, like one machine or cyborg, it has to be sources. It doesn't matter. You can't pick apart. Oh, and Digivolve 1 when attacking. One BT8 Megadramon. God, who would have thought this card would still be so good almost 2 years later? When attacking, if you have Machinedramon in the traits, delete one opponent's Digimon or Tamer with 3 costs or less. Still really good to this day. Speaking of older cards, we have 1 copy of Metal Greymon from BT8. So, in certain decks where like you're able to attack unsuspended, this triggers a lot, helps you a lot with getting rid of cards that would say, oh, if your attack target is switched, or you need to out certain things. This really helps you with that. Because when I played against Numon, like I said, there was a matchup where I swung into the Monze X, and I had the Monze and I had this. I swung into it, and I had this as a source. And so they wanted to. Then I had, of course, the what's it called? What's his name? What's the name of the card? Machinedramon. He's the effect on it. Can't be de-digivolved. And then I swung into Monze. That I had this unsuspended, and I knew what they were doing. They had the Shadow Serafi, but since they couldn't block, I couldn't get the DP reduced. So I crashed. I traded, but I gained the DP back, and then out of the board. So that's pretty good. 1 copy of Daipan and 1 copy of Jet Sylphie. They do the same thing. They give 2k DP. That's all we play them for. And then finally, 1 copy of Metal Greymon Altarius mode. Leading in 8k is actually not that bad. Excuse me. And then being able to gain 4k during my turn means that you're swinging for 16k, sometimes even 18, and sometimes even 20. That's really good. Alright, now for the Beast Resistance, the main part of the deck. We are playing not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 copies of EX10 Machinedramon. So it's Digivolve on top of a DM trait for 3. On play when Digivolving when attacking, once per turn. You may place one cyborg or DM trait or version 5 card. Excuse me, it's one cyborg or version 5 trait card from your hand or trash the top of the sources. And then activate one on play effect on that card. So that means that's why we play so many cards that have on plays for that effect. And then all turns when this Digimon will leave the battle area by trashing 2 level 5s, 2 face down cyborg cards, or 2 cyborgs or 2 face down cards that doesn't leave. And then assembly is 4 level 5 cyborg or cyborg trait Digimon with different names. So I made a complaint before. I wish it was like the old different card numbers, but I get why. I do. Channel friend C-Bit, I understand now what you mean by how you wish Dorbic was card numbers, but it means he's 6 cost, and hey, assembly still works anyway, so this works still. It is still a very good card, and it's the reason this deck is still so interesting, because now attacking the mobile Digimon can play this for you can get this for almost 3 costs and keep turn with just this one card. It is so good. I love this card so much. 1 copy of Chaosdramon. If you don't want to play Chaosdramon, you can play 1 copy of EXO Machinedramon. I might consider going to that, just because Chaosdramon doesn't really come up as much as you would think it would. And the 9 cost is still pretty bad. The 12 cost is still pretty bad. Unless with Machinedramon, you're probably going to gain back your memory. But anyway, that's all I can say. This card is still good. On player, when Digivolving, you place 3 Cyborg Digimon level 5 with red or black with different card numbers underneath him. Briefly in place, you trigger Digivolve 1 on your opponent's Digimon. It has to be 1 Digimon in particular. It is not ping. It is 1 cost only per. And then this card will be either deleted or returned to hand or deck. You can trash 2 sources to return it, to keep it from going. 2 copies of Chaosdramon X Antibody, thanks to... So it Digivolve for 2 on top of either Chaos or Machinedramon. It takes all their effects, and if it will be deleted, it will trash top opponent's security. And then at the all turns, if thinking main phase. Starting my main phase, you can place 1 Digimon card with a machine or cyborg trait from the top to its bottom of the sources and gain the effect. So you gain all effects. So basically, if they somehow get rid of your Machinedramon, you can tuck it in later, which is pretty good. And again, with Megadramon, it is a pretty good card for OTKs. To our options. We have so many options. So first off, we are playing... Well, not so many. We're just playing 3 copies of Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. Give Blitz and Rush level 6s. And then pop something. Like, this card is really good. I can't say much about it. I can't say more than enough. I can say what I can say does not do enough justice for how good this card is for Machinedramon. People are upset that this card has not been banned. I know I have friends who still think the card should be banned for what it does, but like 1 deck uses it, and even then, like 1 variant of a deck uses it now. And then finally, 4 copies of Supreme Connection, one of our best option cards in this deck. Because unless you look top 5, add 1 Cyborg Machine Digimon and trash 1 such card, and then play the rest at the top. And then you get that and it plays in the battle area. You even get that effect on the security, which is really good. And then you can pop this card, delay, to play a level 5, play cost 5 or higher. Level 5 or higher Machine Cyber Digimon from your hand with play cost reduced by 3. So like I said, it makes your DM Cyborgs 2 cost, makes Machinedramon a 3 cost, and you understand how much that really helps out when you do it that way. And then our Tamers should be no shock. We are playing 4 copies of BT11 Analog Man and 3 copies of EX10 Analog Man. Redirect and draw 1 game memory if you trash level 5, and this is memory setter. And if you play a play cost 7 or higher DM or Machinedramon or machine, you get to draw 1 game. You get to draw 1 game memory, place a card. This actually helps you if you ever have to be in that weird spot where you have to play Chaos X. You can play it, suspend this, give it a source, and it can still blitz and rush. So that's really good for this card. Other tamers you could play. You could like I said, you could play Shoto. You could play the Black Tie from the starter deck. Lets you gain a memory, or lets you draw one, gain 2K when attack target switches. You have many options. You can play Analog Youth if you need to. I don't really think so, but again, that's what I like about the deck. It's a different builds for different people. It's a different schematics. Whee! Alright guys, so this is my undefeated first place updated Machinedramon deck profile. If you guys have any questions or any recommendations, let me know down below in the comment section. I've been Michael of the Golden State Kings, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.